Welcome back. Well, South Africa and Tanzania have pledged to boost trade investment during a state visit to Dar es Salaam by President Cyril Ramaphosa. And as SABC's correspondent Daniel Kijo reports, Tanzania is also looking to learn from the South African economy while calling for more investment.
Cyril Ramaphosa's reception in Tanzania marks a decades-long cooperation between the two nations.
His visit to our country is another opportunity to grow and strengthen the cooperation that we have.
South Africa is Tanzania's biggest purchaser of exports, importing $743 million worth of products from Tanzania in 2017. The relationship goes both ways, with Tanzania importing South African goods worth $437 million in 2018. There are about 228 businesses from South Africa registered in Tanzania, employing no less than 21,000 people. President Magufuli says Tanzania will continue to create a conducive environment for businesses to thrive. And in turn, his South African counterpart says he has a deep interest to see Tanzanian businesses increase in his country. Tanzania says it's taken steps to attract investors, such as improving energy production, infrastructure development, and changes in policy.
South Africa is ready and prepared to craft a new partnership model with Tanzania, where government and business work together to clear the way for more investment to flow between our two countries.
Tanzania and South Africa are hoping they can both benefit from exchanging expertise and reducing barriers to business in both countries. Daniel Kijo, SABC, Dar es Salaam.
All right, let's touch base with Daniel now. He's coming to us live from Tanzania. Daniel, a very good morning to you. Get us caught up with what was discussed during the meeting between President Cyril Ramaphosa as well as President Magufuli.
Yes, good morning, sir. Generally, the two presidents want to now take the long relationship that Tanzania and South Africa have had to the next level. We know that Tanzania is looking to learn from South Africa's economy being, the second biggest economy, one of the biggest on the continent, and a highly industrialized country. So Tanzania, on its route to becoming a mid-sized economy by 2025, is looking to learn from big brother South Africa. So the two presidents looked at ways to economically integrate policies that help both countries grow. They also discussed areas of tourism where South Africans are the highest number of African tourists coming to Tanzania, ways of expanding that market base from South Africa coming to Tanzania, as well as Tanzanians going back to South Africa. Exchanging knowledge when it comes to the hospitality industry, in which South Africa is a couple of decades ahead when it comes to service delivery of hospitality, the hospitality sector like hotels or restaurants, etc. So President Magufuli said he'd hope that some Tanzanian professionals can go to South Africa and get knowledge. Issues on industries. In fact, the Tanzanian president mentioned that he even bought motorcycles that will be used in the motorcades during the SADC meeting that starts tomorrow from South Africa. So there's a lot of lessons and partnerships that will be forged from this meeting.
I want to explore this tourism angle a bit more, Daniel. You saying South Africa makes up a large chunk of Tanzania's tourism market. So I guess more conversations need to be had in terms of how to enhance that, as well as talking to Tanzanian people to come over here to South Africa.
Yes, sir. I have been lucky to come to South Africa, so I enjoyed it as a Tanzanian tourist. So we are hoping more Tanzanians can do the same. But just to give you the numbers, since you are interested in the tourism angle, South Africa receives 10 million tourists per year, whereas Tanzania receives 1.5 million tourists a year. So yes, indeed, there's a lot of learnings for Tanzania when it comes to this sector. However, as you know, Tanzania itself has a lot of tourist attractions that can be leveraged to make this sector sector a strong player for revenue for the country.
Yeah. Daniel, as part of his visit to Tanzania, President Ramaphosa will also lead the South African delegation to the 39th SADC Ordinary Summit of Heads of State and Government, scheduled to happen this weekend. How important is this meeting, Daniel? What's on the table?
Well, this meeting is key to sort of create and push forward the plan that SADC countries have had to rapidly industrialize. And in fact, the theme this year is about creating a conducive environment for inclusive and sustainable economic growth for partner states through industrialization. So industrialization is going to be key. We know that SADC has a roadmap from 2015 to 2063 that is aimed at making sure that partner countries can industrialize and use industrialization as a tool to change lives and create jobs and you know, improve the lives of the member citizens in the member states. So we expect this to be a critical agenda for all countries that will be present, but also the appointment of President Magufuli as a new chairman of the bloc. So there's a lot to be discussed tomorrow, but all aiming at using industrialization to change lives and also improving policies that allow intra-regional trade between member states, which is not as satisfactory as it should be.
Yeah, I understand the chair of the SADC organ on politics, defense and security will also present a report on the status of regional peace and security as well. So that's important as well.
Definitely, that will be important, and we expected to hear there will be an organ troika this afternoon. Obviously, some of these details are going to be closed meetings, so perhaps once they've had this meeting and details disclosed to the public, we will definitely hear and share.
Daniel, President Ramaphosa has expressed his sincere regret at the mass loss of life, one would say, and indicated South Africa's willingness to offer any assistance that may be required following the fuel tanker explosion tragedy that claimed more than 70 lives. What are the plans that are in place for him to go to the area where this happened?
As it stands, as I speak to you right now, he is en route to Morogoro, about 4 hours, not 400, 4 hours away from Dar es Salaam. But he will definitely fly there to go to the site of the oil explosion of the oil tanker to see exactly how devastating this accident was. And the latest number of deaths is 89 people. So it is definitely an accident that has shook the country. And Tanzanians appreciate that President Ramaphosa is going to Morogoro to see where the scene of the accident was and to speak to the families of that lost loved ones, and just to, you know, show the love that the Tanzanians and South Africans have shared for many years. Considering Morogoro is the site of Solomon Mahlangu Freedom College, which was formed in 1976 by the ANC to sort of teach people about freedom and create alternative education. So it's a site in which South Africans have visited, and I think it is important for that and appreciated that President Ramaphosa is going there to see the site as well as to see the college.
Yeah, Morogoro is indeed special to both countries. South Africa and Tanzania share an historical bond. That area holds great significance for South Africans. It was the site, Daniel, of the first national consultative conference of the African National Congress some 50 years ago. I remember it was on May the 1st, if my memory serves me correct. So a very important site indeed. Just tell us about the reception President Cyril Ramaphosa has received in Tanzania.
He has received a very warm reception from not just the government, but also the citizens of Tanzania. President Magufuli was there for President Ramaphosa's inauguration in South Africa, so he was happy to have now the first state visit by President Ramaphosa during his tenure. So they, you know, from the state visit yesterday morning to the business forum in the afternoon and the evening gala and the dinner that they had, all we see is two presidents who are very eager to build a relationship and sort of change lives for their people. And also Tanzanians are very receptive of President Ramaphosa due to this long relationship that many Tanzanians know about and appreciate.
Daniel, thank you very much indeed for your reporting. Our correspondent is in Tanzania. That was Daniel Kijo. Thank you.